Welcome back. All right, so this is a video about someone driving, I think, drunk and crashing. Kind of perked my interest because it has something to do with like autonomous driving, partially self-driving, whatever you want to call it. Because I own a Tesla myself and I use it all the time. Don't have any issues. But let's just see how this plays a factor in this article.
There was no comment from Dimple Patel as Pennsylvania State Police escorted her into a police cruiser Tuesday. The 23-year-old pre-med student turning herself into authorities after being charged with being intoxicated while using a partially automated car that hit and killed two men standing on the shoulder of I-95 in Philadelphia last March.
So right here, these are two people that died, which is definitely a very sad incident. But right now, I kind of heard all I needed to say. She was driving intoxicated. I think that means driving while drunk, under the influence. If you're driving drunk under influence, you're probably going to crash whether you're on a motorcycle, a car, a regular car, or a car with auto driving. I'm not sure why they want to throw the manufacturer into all this, but if you read the comments in the original video, people keep saying the manufacturer of the car is to blame. But if she's driving intoxicated, who do you think is to blame?
Friends of the victims tell NBC 10 the two men were native of Kyrgyzstan in Central Asia, but lived in Northeast Philadelphia at the time. Police say the victim's car had broken down and was partially in the left lane around 3:30 in the morning near the Betsy Ross Bridge interchange. Police say Patel was operating her 2022 Ford Mustang Mach-E with its Blue Cruise hands-free driving feature. Police say the cruise control was activated when she hit the men traveling more than 70 miles per hour. An attorney for Patel sent NBC 10 News a statement in part saying, "It has been widely reported that the state police indicated that the vehicle was in a self-driving mode of some kind, so we are certainly looking at that."
All right, so if you heard, excuse me, the car was partially in the lane. That's problem number one. And I'm not victim blaming anything, but just like regular situation, if you get like a flat tire, if you get a problem with your car, to the best of your ability, I know there's certain cases, I don't know if it runs out of gas or it just breaks and you can't move it, but if at all possible, get it off the road. That is past the white line. So part of the problem was the car was not on the road. Because a couple things the car was not off the road. It was actually on part of the highway or the road. Yeah, I-95. So if the car was off the road past the white line that's on the side of the road, then someone, probably even driving drunk, could have went straight through, or someone with cruise control could have kept going. And even someone with regular cruise control, you still got to put your hands on the wheel. All cars got cruise control, just that like Teslas and I think this Ford, they got some, and Cadillac as well, where you don't even have to touch the steering wheel. It doesn't matter kind of which car you're driving if you're off the road, because they can keep on going. Now, a couple interesting things here. I own a Tesla. My car most likely would have stopped on the hands-free mode because they can't get by. Now, I'm not exactly sure how Ford works, but because like as Tesla driver sees what's in the road. I can really only account for Tesla because I have a Tesla for 5 years, and I experienced a lot of things with the auto driving that it does. Like if you're going slow down the street and somebody walks in the street, it'll stop on its own. It has anti-collision avoidance, whatever they call it. So in this case, if it was on auto drive like they say, and the car is partially in the road, well, for one, of course, the driver should have seen this and put on brakes or go to the right. Because regardless if you use the auto driving, autonomous driving, whatever you want to call it, in either one of these electric cars, you're still responsible. You're still responsible for anything that happens. So as long as you're looking and paying attention, which all these manufacturers say when you're using them, you will see the cars over the line. You see that if you keep going straight, you're going to hit it and you need to move over. So I still just blame this on the driver. And if it goes to court, they're always going to blame it on the driver. You're responsible. Now, should these cars that do automatic driving, use their cameras and see this coming and see that they can't make it? I say yes. I don't know if the government want to make that a requirement, but I don't think this would have happened in the Tesla. Could they have some avoidance? It most likely would have stopped. Because they do come to a complete stop. Like you can do it in traffic. If you're driving in traffic and the traffic comes to police stop, the car would stop. I mean, that's how Teslas work. Now, this Ford and the Cadillac, they should work in a similar manner. You know, I mean, it's different software, different technique, but it should work in the same manner. If you're going and something in front of you, it should not keep going because there's something in front of you. It should slow down. It should stop. That's how it should work. But anyway, that's going to be pretty much the thing. Do you think the car is at fault? Now, and when I say that, I guess, do you mean the car, the manufacturer, is partially at fault? Because obviously, if she's driving drunk, she's at fault.
We look forward to resolving this matter in court.
Did you know that your Mustang Mach-E...
Well, let me see what they say about this. And right here, they probably say, right here, driver features are supplemental and do not replace the driver's attention. So there it goes. Everybody wants to blame the car. It doesn't really matter what the car does. It's all on the driver. They need to be awake. They need to be attentive. And they definitely should not be drinking. Well, let me correct that. Just so you know, it's not illegal to drink and drive. It's illegal to have more alcohol in your system that would, impair your driving. Okay, because you can take a sip of alcohol and drive. That's not legal. That's why they got tests. You got to be over the limit. Anyway, so right here in this first line right there, it tells you. But I'm pretty sure people are going to disregard that and just blame the manufacturer anyway. Well, if you look at the comments in the video, they definitely blame the manufacturer for this, and not the female who was driving intoxicated. Crazy.
Can be equipped with an available feature called Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving.
Ford posting this video online explaining the technology inside the car involved in the crash.
Ford Blue Cruise allows you to take your hands off the steering wheel while the system accelerates, brakes, and steers your Mustang Mach-E within the lane. It uses an advanced infrared driver-facing camera to track eye gaze and head position to ensure that you're paying attention to...
And I had a buddy who had one of these. He never had any issues with his hands-free, but it did break down on him at the traffic light, and he had to get it towed. I don't know. But I haven't really heard of issues where it'll swerve off the road and hit people. That's a lot of boo-gaga. But in this situation, I guess he didn't have the same where he's driving and there's a car partially in your lane. Should a computer pick that up? Anyway, let's go.
The road while in hands-free mode.
According to the AP, this was at least the second crash this year involving a Mach-E hitting a stationary car after dark. Ford says they are working with state and federal authorities in reviewing the crash. Meanwhile, the pre-med student from Philadelphia is facing multiple charges, including homicide by vehicle while driving under the influence and involuntary manslaughter.
Anyway, but that's the whole story. And as you see, she's getting arrested, okay? They charging her with a crime. They're not charging the car, okay? Just to let you know, it's all on the driver. But if you think it's the car to blame because it's a feature and people use it, let me know in the comments. But she was intoxicated. That should be a clue. Like, comment, and subscribe.